So today we're going to talk about the percent of change. Okay. So we have two vocabulary words, percent of change and percent of error. So go ahead and pause this and take a moment to copy this down. Okay, the Indy 500 is one of the world's great motor races. The table shows the average speed of the winning race cars for various years. So I just want you to follow along as we work this out. So they want us to write a ratio. And our ratio is going to be the speed increase from 1922 to 1955 over the speed in 1922. Okay, so let's write our ratio. So we need to find the difference in our speeds. So this will be 128 minus 94. 8 minus 4 is 4. 12 minus 9 is 3. Okay, so we have 34 over our speed in 1922 was 94. So 34 over 94. Now we need to write our ratio as a percent. So we've got to change this into decimal form and then percent form. So we have to divide 34 divided by 94. And 94 goes into 34 0 times. It goes into 340 3 times. So 94 times 3 is 282. So I'm going to carry my ones. So 10 minus 2 is 8. I have to carry my 1 again. 13 minus 8 is 5. That's 2 minus 2, which is 0. So I'm going to add another 0 here. 98 goes into 580 6 times. Sorry, 94 goes into 586 times. That's 564. So I carry my 1s. 10 minus 4 is 6. 7 minus 6 is 1. So I'm going to add another 0. 94 goes into 160 1 time. So I carry my 1 again. This is 6. 15 minus 9 is 6. Okay, I'm going to stop here because it wants us to round to the nearest whole percent. So when I've got my decimal and I go out to your tenths, hundredths, thousandths spot, I could use that thousandth spot to round to my hundredth spot, which is what I want to do. Here's why. Because when we move our decimal 2 places to the right to change this to a percent, I'm going to end up with 36.1%. So I need to go out 3 decimal places so I can use this 0.1 to round. Is the 1 going to make the 6 go up, or is it just going to drop off? In this case, it's just going to drop off. So my ratio written as a percent rounded to the nearest whole percent is going to be 36. Do the same thing here. Write the ratio. The speed increased from 1955 to 2010. So 55, 2010. So I'm going to do 162 minus 128. I'm going to carry a 1. 12 minus 8 is 4. So I have 5 minus 2 is 3. So 34 over my speed in 1955, which is 128. So now I'm dividing 34 divided by 128. Okay. 128 goes into 34 0 times. I have a 0 and a decimal. It goes into 340 2 times. So it's 256. So I carry my 1. 10 minus 6 is 4. Got to carry my ones again. 13 minus 5 is 8. Okay, and that's 2 minus 2, which is 0. I'm going to add another 0. 128 goes into 840 6 times. That is 768. So I carry my ones again. 10 minus 8 is 2. Got 3. I can't do 3 minus 6. I have to do 13 minus 6, which is 7. I'm going to add another 0. 128 goes into 720 5 times. That's 640. I carry my 1. It's going to give me 80. Okay, I've got my 3 decimal places, so I can stop there. So I'm going to change this to a percent. So that is 26.5%. Now I'm going to round this to the nearest whole number. So is 5 going to make the 6 go up, or is it just going to drop off? In this case, it's going to make it go up. So this is going to round to 27%. Okay, so percent of change is a ratio that compares the change in quantity to the original amount. So you're finding the difference between your two numbers, and you're going to divide it by your original amount. You also have a percent increase and a percent decrease. So if your numbers go up, so if you have your original amount and your new number is higher, it's going to be an increase. When you have your original amount and if your new number is lower, it's going to be a decrease. So they're going to want us to find our percent of change and tell them, is this an increase or a decrease? So if we look back at our previous example, for number 1, the speed went up. So that's a 36% increase. For number 2, it went up again. So again, that's a 27% increase. So these are the forms that we're going to be writing our answers in. Okay, so go ahead and pause this and take a moment to copy this down. Find the percent of change in the cost of gasoline from 1970 to 2010. Round to the nearest whole percent if necessary. So we're going to take our amount of change, so our difference, over our original amount. Okay, so we need to find our difference between these two numbers. So I'm going to subtract 295 minus 130. 5 minus 0 is 5. 9 minus 3 is 6. I'm going to bring down my decimal. 2 minus 1 is 1. So here's my difference. It's $1.65 over our original amount. Okay. So that's going to be this right here. Our $1.30 was the original amount. So it says from 1970 to 2010. So 1970, since it came first, is our original amount. So we're going to divide $1.65 divided by $1.30. So we move our decimal 2 places over to get rid of it. So it's 165 divided by 130. So 130 goes into 165 one time. I'm going to add a decimal, so 130. That's 5. 6 minus 3 is 3. I'm going to add a 0. 130 goes into 350 2 times. That's 260. Okay. So 0 minus 0 is 0. I have to carry my 1. 15 minus 6 is 9. I'm going to add another 0, so I have 900. 130 goes into 900 6 times. So I'm going to multiply this by 6. So that's 780. So I carry my 1. 10 minus 8 is 2. 8 minus 7 is 1. I'm going to add another 0. And 130 goes into 1200 9 times. I'm going to subtract 1170. And give me 30. I've got my 3 decimal places over here, so I can stop there. Because now I'm going to multiply this by 100, which is the same thing as moving your decimal 2 places to the right. So now it's a percent. I have 126.9%. We need to round this to the nearest whole number. So how is that 9 going to affect the 6? It's going to make it go up. So this is going to be 127%. And did the price increase or decrease? It went from 130 to 295. That increased. So there's my answer. 127% increase. Okay, take a moment to copy this down. Yusuf bought a DVD recorder for $280. Now it is on sale for $220. Find the percent of change in the price. Round to the nearest whole percent if necessary. Oops, sorry. Okay. So we need to find out, is this an increase or a decrease? So we bought it for $280. Now it's $220. So did the price go up or down? It went down. So we're trying to find the amount of decrease. So let's find our difference. So it's going to be 280 minus 220. So it's 60. So it's a $60 difference over our original amount. How much did we pay for it originally? He paid $280. So I'm going to divide 60 divided by 280. 280 goes into 60 0 times. So I add a 0 decimal and another 0. 280 goes into 600 2 times. So 280 times 2 gives me 560. Okay, 600 minus 560 is 40. I'm going to add another 0. 280 goes into 400 1 time. 0 minus 0 is 0. I have to carry my 1. 10 minus 8 is 2. 3 minus 2 is 1. I have to add another 0. 280 goes into 1200 4 times. That is 1120. Okay. I can stop there because I've got my 3 digits. So I'm going to move my decimal 2 places to the right. So that gives me 21.4%. I need to round this to the nearest whole percent. Says if necessary. If you go into the 10th place here, you have to round. If it's not a whole number, you have to round. So the 4 is just going to drop off. If it's 5 or larger, it goes up. If it's 4 or smaller, it just drops off. So this is going to be a 21%. Is it an increase or decrease? Did the price go up or down? It went down, so it's a decrease. Make sure you have all that written in your notes, please. Okay, copy these down. Find the percent of change from 10 yards to 13 yards. And the price of a radio was $20. It is on sale for $15. What is the percent of change in the price of a radio? And so copy these down and do your best to solve these. Okay, if you need more time, pause this. So let's look at A. Find the percent of change from 10 yards to 13 yards. So 10 is our original amount and 13 is the new amount. So we're going to find the difference. Okay. To go from 10 to 13, 13 minus 10 is 3. So this is going to be 3 over our original amount was 10. We're going to divide 3 divided by 10. 10 goes into 3 0 times, so I add a decimal. 10 goes into 30 3 times. So now I need to change this to a percent. So I have to move my decimal 2 places to the right. That's the same thing as multiplying by 100. So I've got to add a 0. So my answer for A is going to be a 30%. Did it increase or decrease? Started at 10 and went to 13, so it's an increase. So 30% increase. Okay, B. Find the percent, or find the price of a radio. Sorry. The price of a radio was 20%. It is on sale for $15. Let me try that again. Sorry. The price of a radio was $20. It is on sale for $15. What is the percent of change in the price of a radio? Okay, so my original amount was 20, and then it went to 15. So my difference, 20 minus 15 is 5. Over my original amount was 20. I'm going to divide 5 divided by 20. 20 goes into 5 0 times, so add a decimal. 20 goes into 50 2 times, that's 40. And 20 goes into 100 5 times. And so I'm left with 0.25. So I need to round this to the nearest whole number. So I move my decimal 2 places to the right. That's the same thing as multiplying it by 100, changing it to a percent. So this is a 25%. Was this an increase or a decrease? It went from 20 to 15. So that is a decrease. So a 25% decrease. Okay, copy this down. Percent of error. Or sorry, don't copy this down. The percent of error is a ratio that compares the inaccuracy of an estimate or amount of error to the actual amount. So this is very similar to your percent of change. So you're looking for your amount of error, your difference between your two numbers. This time you're putting it over the actual amount, okay, instead of the original amount. So copy this one down. Ahmed wants to practice free throws. He estimates the distance from the free throw line to the hoop and marks it with chalk. Ahmed's estimate was 13.5 feet. The actual distance should be 15 feet. Find the percent of error. So take a moment and copy this down. Okay, so we're going to find the difference in our two numbers. So our amount and our error. So how much we're off by. I'm going to subtract 15 minus 13.5. So I have to add a 0.0. I have to carry my 1. So 10 minus 5 is 5. Bring down my decimal. 4 minus 3 is 1. Okay, so we're off by 1.5 feet. So that's our amount of error over our actual amount. So what was the actual distance? So it says the actual distance should be 15 feet. So this is going to be over 15. I'm going to divide 1.5 divided by 15. How many times does 15 go into 1? 0. So I added decimal. How many times does 15 go into 15? That's 1. So now I need to change this into a percent. So I move my decimal 2 places to the right. Okay, so I'll have to add a 0. So this will be a 10% error. Okay, so the percent error is a little bit different in that you still find your difference, but it's over the actual amount. And instead of it being the percent increase or decrease, it's the percent error. Okay, copy this down. You're going to do the exact same thing that we just did. Find the percent error if the estimate is $230 and the actual amount is $245. Round to the nearest whole percent. So go ahead and take a moment to copy this down and solve this. Okay, if you need more time, pause this. So we need to find our difference. So that'll be 245 minus 230 over. So we subtract 5 minus 0 is 5, 4 minus 3 is 1. So that's a $15 difference. So this will be 15 over, what was the actual price? It was 245. So I'm going to divide 15 divided by 245. 245 goes into 15 0 times. I add 0 and another 0. Goes into 150 0 times. So I have to add another 0. 245 goes into 1,500 6 times. So that is 1,470. So subtract these and I get 30. I add another 0. 245 goes into 300 one time. So I carry my 1. 10 minus 5 is 5. 9 minus 4 is 5. Okay, so I can stop there because I've got 3 decimal places. It keeps going, but we can stop there because we want to round to the nearest whole percent. I move my decimal 2 places to the right. So that gives me 6.1%. So we need to round that. The 1 is just going to drop off. So you're going to end up with a 6% what? 6% error. Remember, we're finding percent error. So it's not increase or decrease. It's just error. So we were off by 6%. Okay, that's it for this lesson. Let me know if you have any questions, please.